Hold on. What is the one?
Sir,
Ano po?
wala po. Okay na
Okay
po.
po. Ayan po, okay na po.
All right. So as you could see that we have reviewed the chapters or the independent variables and the foundation of behaviors. Okay. Now let us proceed with the discussion of values, attitude, and job satisfaction. Okay. It's okay that you could butt in no on the topics that we are going to discuss. Class, this one. So we have understand already some of the factors in terms of understanding the foundation of behavior. Okay, bakit there is a differences no in terms of materialization of specific behavior. Now, we're going to discuss about the deep level diversity. Yung remember no yung example natin dun sa video wherein uh, ang pinag-usapan natin that we have two in terms of biographical characteristics. As we all know that, so for example, in the name of Ivan and Rogin. Si Ivan, he is a married individual, and then Rogin also is a married individual. They are on the same page in terms of superficial level, no? Pareho sila. So one thing for sure, we could be able to assume na they could be able to work should I say work together in with harmony, or should I say they have because they have something in common when it comes to biographical characteristics. Okay. However, as we all know, let's just assume that Ivan is an introvert person, wherein he is a type of person who is should I say not okay with a group involvement in terms of decision making. He wants to solely or he wants to become sole responsible pagdating sa decision making, kasi kapag once na nagkamali or if it is going to be okay or it's going to be rewarding for him, kapag nagkamali siya lang naman yon, he is the one who's going to be should I say to work out, not to create that specific mistake. All right. And then in comparison to Rogin, let us assume that Rogin is a type of person who is extrovert, wherein he wants to seek other opinions, no, for before he is going to create or decide, or before he would should I say come up with his decision making. And then at the same time, in terms of collaborative effort, no, he's very open to that. Okay, walang problema sa kanya. Okay? So, upon understanding, no, the deep level diversity of individual, we could be able to understand kung bakit ganun yung behavior na ipinapakita nila. Kaya nga sabi ko sa inyo, do not easily judge a person. Okay? Alamin natin, let us look upon to the root of the problem or to the root of that specific behavior. As we all know, class, that learning style is very important, or understanding that learning style. You, as a potential manager and potential supervisor, after you graduate, no? It is very important, dapat alam natin kung paano natututo or what are the different learning styles of an individual. Bakit? Because it has something to do with the explanation of their specific behavior or changes in behavior. Let's say, for instance, as we have remembered, no, learning will not take place if ever that the behavior will not be in permanent. Okay? For example, kapag once na nakita mo that a person is behaving something or in some way, no, differently, and then at the same time there is a changes, no, if there will be a continuity, kapag tuloy-tuloy yon, no, from that previous behavior tapos to that current behavior, and then tuloy-tuloy siya nakita or should I say nagmamaterialize, one thing for sure that that has something to do with learning. Okay, it is permanent in nature. However, if ever that the changes that you have witnessed to a person, no, is going to be or going to happen for an instant or for just a day, and then it will back to his previous behavior, that is what we call reflex only. It has something to do with our unconscious mind. Okay, if you're going to apply the theoretical foundation of psychoanalytic theory of Sigmund Freud, di ba? Okay, sabi daw, wala daw learning na nangyari kapag hindi permanent yung changes in behavior. As we all know that behavior has something to do with changes of the outcome materialization. It has something to do with the movement or locomotion. Okay? Yun eh. So, let's say for an instance, okay, if the person is doing bad, no? Tapos kapag once there is a changes, no, wherein let's for instance, let's have the scenario of Maria, no, as we all know, no, for us to be able to understand why she is behaving in that manner, as we all know that she doesn't like, should I say, customers. Sabi niya nga, I don't like people. I hate people. And then at the same time, if ever that we are going to understand that one, as we all know, though from the very beginning, her job description is not clear. Okay? And then from the very beginning, that this, the owner, si Jay, no, he promises or he promised that Maria is going to be a bartender, not a customer representative. Wherein, in terms of job ability or her ability, no, she's very inclined in in terms of performing of how barista is. Yun eh. Okay? So if ever that we are going to apply it in explanation, um the learning style of Maria, or the learning that she has acquired is different, no? One thing for sure, as a customer service representative, no, if she is not inclined to that one, so one thing for sure, it explains the job performance that she is performing at that moment. Okay? Yun ang explanation natin kasi she doesn't like the things that she is doing from the very beginning. Alright? Yun eh. Kaya ayun ang naging problema. Okay, now, class, we have several questions here. So number one is, does behavior always follow from attitudes? So sabi daw ba, is the attitude has something to do, or what is the relationship of attitude to the specific behavior? One thing for sure, there is an explanation to that one. Okay, how about organizational commitment related to job productivity and citizenship behavior? Okay, this is the thing that I have discussed to you. Organizational commitment or employee commitment is different from job involvement, and then at the same time employee engagement, because you could be able to become committed, no, to your work, but at the same time you could not be able to fully engage, no, to the work or to the department that you are belonging in. Pwede yan. Okay? Who has a strong commitment when it comes to commitment in terms of work, no? And performance? Is it the new employee or the old employees? Okay, we could be able to explain also at that one. So we could be able to realize that we could differentiate attitudes. Okay, in what aspect does employees perceive their company supported? Okay, saang aspeto na nakikita ng isang empleyado na supported, supportive, very supportive, ang kanilang organisasyon, no? Nalaman natin 'yan. We have discussed that one already. Some of example of that one. Later malalaman natin kung saan natin makikita kung paano nararamdaman ng isang empleyado na supportive ang kanilang organisasyon. Kasi it has something to do with their performance and commitment. Okay? Kapag the moment that the organization has a support, or the employee itself, no, feels, and should I say, observe that the organization that they are belong in, no, supports them. One thing for sure, it has something to do with their job performance rate and job productivity, and swerte ka, no, we are going to achieve also the organizational or the citizenship behavior na tinatawag natin, or their job involvement and engagement. Okay? They are working beyond from their job description. Okay? Willing yan mag-overtime. Willing yan sumunod sa mga pinapatupad mong bago. Okay? To adapt from changes. There will be no resistance. Okay? If there will be a commitment, plus there will be an engagement and involvement na nangyayari. And then, what is the implication of employees with strong perceived organizational support? Okay? Ano yung mga good characteristics na ma-observe mo sa isang empleyado kapag they know to themselves that the organization is supporting them? Okay? For us to be able to explain, or to, should I say, dissect this question, no? Let us understand first, okay, class, the values of individual. All right? Are you still catching up with me? Am I fast?
Yes,
Am I
Professor.
fast? Madali lang, di ba? Okay. Now, let's talk about values. Okay? As we all know that, class, if we're talking about values, it has something to do with a, a set, or should I say a basic conviction, no? Where it has something to do with the set of conducts, no? No? Wherein meron tayong tinatawag na personal, or should I say judgmental part, no? We are being judgmental eh. Part yan ng ating values, wherein we could be able to determine, no, what is right and what is wrong and desirable. Okay, and then vice versa. Okay, the concept of duality, desirable and undesirable on our part. Anong example na nun? Let's say for instance, alam ko naman kayo, lahat na kayo nakasakay ng jeep, nakasakay din ng LRT and MRT. Okay? O let's say for instance in the LRT station, some of you, if ever that you are going to sit first, no, let us first determine, no, as we all know that that seats or the upuan is intended for the um to the persons who, or to the mother with child, okay, and then at the same time sa mga PWDs, okay, yan yung intended dyan. Hindi yan intended para sa mga normal person. Kapag wala yung mga taong yon, hindi kayo priority na kayo, pwede kayong umupo doon. So may ganito. May chance na there's some of you na who could be able to, should I say, insist na, ako ang nakaupo dyan nung una. Umalis ka. Tapos pagbalik mo may nakaupo na. Umalis ka dyan. Dapat ako ang upo dyan kasi ako ang nauna dyan. Di ba, di ba, di ba? Nakita mo ako nauna dyan. May ganyan. May chance din na if ever that you have given something to another person, no, it is your obligation to give back. No, for example, I have given you an orange, a piece of orange. So you have to give me as well. No, in terms of reciprocity, okay, reciprocation or kapalit, no, in terms of gratitude. All right, now, class, um, the specific values, no, has something to do with that, but we could not be able to understand why there is a changes, or should I say, and there is an kumbaga, kung bakit nag-iinsist sa isang tao sa specific law of fairness, or should I say law of decent behavior, no. One thing for sure, ganito, okay, it is going to be useless, no, in terms of basketball. Okay, may mga nagba-basketball diyan, sila Ivan, sila Regine, sila yung other the boys, si Abenoha, sila Alvin, no. As we all know that we could not tell to a specific basketball player that is already a foul, no. If one thing for sure from the very beginning, meron tayong set of rules, no, na pina-follow. Okay, it's going to be useless or nonsense na, oh, you are foul. Bakit? Binalya mo ng voluntary yung yung kasama mo sa that is foul eh. No, from the very beginning, it is not going to be right, no? From the referee na sasabihin niya that is foul kung wala siyang sinusunod na set of standards. Okay? Yan katulad yan ng values. Okay? We could not be able, it is going to be nonsense, no? If we are going to tell that a person is doing right or wrong from the very beginning if we don't have the set of standards of conduct na fina-follow. All right? As we all know, that judgmental, should I say, aspect of us, no, has something to do with what we call personal value system. Okay? Dito tayo nagkakaiba-iba. Class. This one. This is the one that I'm talking about. Personal value system. Okay? Anong ibig sabihin ng personal value system? So this is the set of standards, no, wherein it could be a drive and a guide to our behavior. Okay? Let's say for an instance, you are going to argue with me that capital punishment is right for the persons who have committed treason or murder. What do you call that? Capital punishment, no? Pag sinabing capital punishment, the reclusion perpetua or habang buhay na pagkabilanggo. Okay, and then at the same time, there are also countries that, should I say, that is legal for them to impose death penalty, wherein kapag nakapatay ka or kapag once na you commit treason, ibig sabihin, you are depriving your allegiance to your country or yung pagiging makabayan mo, no? You are agreeing with a different country wherein your allegiance is nasa sa kanila. Okay, that is considered treason. Okay, you are not protecting the sovereignty of your country. Okay, ganun yon. That is imposition of capital punishment. Some of you, if you have this what we call personal value system, wherein it could be in an intensity level, and then at the same time, um, what is that? I forget. The content and intensity aspect, no? In terms of intensity, dyan tayo magkakaiba. Alright? Pwede mong sabihin sa akin na taking someone's life is wrong. No, that is not right. One thing for sure, because as we all know that if you are a devout Catholic, no, it is part of our 10 commandments that thou shall not kill. You don't have the right to take someone's life, no, regardless of the reason, because life is a right, no. That is a reward from the supreme being, no, from a person who is from a superior person who is powerful beyond human, should I say, beyond human beings. All right? Yun eh. But there are also countries wherein hello class, sorry. I lost my connection. Hello? Hello?
Yes, yes.
Hello?
Yes po.
Sorry
Okay.
nawala ako. Saan ako nawala? Doon sa may ano, right? Sabing ganun. Meron makakapag-argue sa akin sa inyo, no? In terms of their personal value system that taking someone's life is right. Bakit? Retaliation yan eh. Kinuha niya yung buhay ng isang tao, so dapat it is best to take also his life. Okay? Kahit that is against to our moral obligation or moral beliefs, no? If we are devout Catholic, kahit naman yung mga should I say Muslims, other religions, no? They have a different retaliations concept. However, one thing for sure, no, if we are believing in the law of karma, and then if we are believing in the afterlife, one thing for sure, no, naniniwala sila na kapag you have done something wrong, or should I say, yung incarnation na tinatawag, no, wherein that is against the moral, to our moral principles, na if you're going to kill, one thing for sure, you're going to be uh, in hell, not in heaven. All right? Bakit? Kasi we have this so-called personal value system. Okay? Iba-iba yan, class, sa bawat isang individual. Ano yon? We have these four aspects. We have this personal, we have this spiritual, okay? We have this also family, and then at the same time, we have also this career values. Okay? Those four aspects. Rika, until what time tayo? 12 o'clock lang ba tayo? Ha?
Yes po.
Ay, sorry. Bakit na-extend tayo? Alright. Sorry, class. So, discuss ko lang yung apat and then I'm going to dismiss you. Yan, tuloy kasi namatay eh. So, personal values is the thing that we are talking about, or a set of characteristics, no, that could be able to define from who we are. Okay, let's say for instance, self-respect. Iba-iba ang definition natin, and then intensity of terms of self-respect. Okay, and then respect to other persons. All right. Now, when we are talking about spiritual values, this is the one that we have talking about, no? This is our connections to our supreme beings, wherein there is a a higher individual or higher person who could be able um to tell from what is right or what is wrong. He is the final judgment, no? Sa pagdating sa ating mga moral beliefs. Okay? That is one of the reason why you have different um um personal take or undertakings in terms of taking someone's life. Kasi naniniwala kayo na there is a right time and right place and there is a right supreme being na who could be able to retaliate, no? Hayaan natin siya ang mag-judge, no? Dun sa taong nakapatay. Okay? That is your personal values. When we say naman family's values, we are talking about here your intimacy, no? In terms of your relationship with your should I say girlfriend or boyfriend, husband and wife, to your family, to your friends. That is your affection. That is the values that you are should I say preserving. When we say career values, we're talking about here your passion in your work. Okay? That's why nga isa-separate natin discussion of working values of different generations. Okay? Hindi ko siya sinama ngayon kasi I want you to I want you to understand that one individually. We're talking about here the silent generation, okay? The baby boomers, generation X and Y, and then you centennials, okay? You have different working values, okay? In terms of loyalty. Okay, mapag-uusapan natin yan. Kasi kayo, as we all know, no, kayo pa lang, mainipin kayo, you really wanted to have a higher pay kahit bago pa lang kayo, no? Alam natin yan. Kasi nasa digitalizations kayo. You have witnessed everything in the world in terms of the issue in politics, in terms of the issue in human resources, no? Kumbaga before, no? Bakit mo sasabihin sa akin, Nay, na yung 4 pesos dati at saka 20 pesos na baon, marami na kaming what they call this, marami na kaming nabibili niyan or marami na kayong nabibili. Ngayon hindi na applicable 'yan. Kasi we have a different needs and wants, no? In terms of our studies, in terms of personal and career, no? Kaya dapat it is not wrong, no? And it is wrong to explain it or to compare it to our generation. Okay? But we are going to check on the gaps. Okay? Next meeting. Okay? So far, that will be the end of the discussion first. Okay. Madali lang naman ang attitude eh. Okay? Attitude, it is just an evaluation of specific scenario that you are dealing with it. For example, ganito lang yan. Tatlo lang yan. Cognitive, affective, at saka behavioral. I have a low pay in my work. Okay, that is cognitive. Iniisip mo siya. Pag sinabing affective, it has something to do with feeling. I don't like my work. That is affective because there is a feeling. I don't like it. Pag sinabing behavioral aspect or components or elements, it's wherein, sasabihin mo, I'm going to look for another work. There is already an action. Okay, there is already an effort. Okay, in your class, my professor is unfair. That is cognitive. Iniisip mo, hindi fair ang iyong professor. Affective. I don't like my professor because he is unfair. There is a feeling, I don't like your professor or I don't like my professor. Pag behavioral, no? I am not going to strive hard, no? To work with my activities and to participate in this class because he is unfair. Okay? There is an outcome, or should I say, I'm going to make his evaluation worst. That is an effort. Okay? That is what we call behavioral. Okay? May action ka na. That is the difference. Okay? When we say attitude, it has something to do with good and a bad attitude. Good attitude, ganito. I'm thinking that my work is great or my work is pleasing. Okay? That is a good attitude. When we say bad attitude, you are thinking that your work is boring and tiring. As simple as that. Okay? Thank you so much, class. Say, let me stop presenting. Let open your individual camera and then I'm going to dismiss you. Sorry for the